Hey everybody, good morning. It's about 8:37 in the morning on the 13th of April 2022. And what I'm going to do today is just a very simple analysis on Shiba Inu, SHIB versus the Tether trading pair. Going to keep it real simple today, keep it nice and short and sweet. Before I get into any of this, as you all know, this is not financial advice. I'm not your financial advisor. You're responsible for your own trades, managing your own risk, doing your own research, and I'm just giving my opinion on the market. So let's just go ahead and get right into it. I said I'd keep it short and sweet. I'm going to try and keep that true here. So what I've got here from the top. What I want to point out, just a couple things. I'm going to start with just some simple horizontal lines. And actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move what the current price action is. I'm going to move it out of the way. I want to focus simply on what has occurred in the very first few days, because I think that's very important to point out. So we've got a top here, and this is our candle closure. I'm going to mark out that level right there, and I'm going to delete this here for a moment. I also want to mark out this level right here. I think these are important levels. I'm not going to do like a crazy Elliott wave analysis on this, but I do want to point out where we've got significant areas of price acceptance. And we do right here at the very end of the day, we settled right here at about 34.67. We came down and we actually spent, closing day, opening day, closing day, opening day, closing day, opening day, right here at about 1800. So about 1800, that's actually a pretty important level. The next level that I want to pay attention to is this one right here. And that's going to be at about 1550. Of course, we're trading above that right now, but we're not going to pay a whole lot of attention to that at the moment. What I'm doing here is I'm looking in the very beginning stages of Shiba Inu. I want to look and see where the price acceptance was on or around the launch on Binance. Okay, and when we had all of this consolidation down here, we spent all the way from May 2021 all the way through October of 2021. So we spent a lot of time just kind of consolidating inside of this range. So let me just go ahead and mark out this range, because this is also pretty important as well. And anytime we moved above this in the early phases, we saw areas of liquidity where we were basically being sold into. It occurred over and over and over. And you could even consider these wicks right here, this right here, and this right here. These are areas where we were seeing resistance. And likewise, in the opposite sense, when we saw movements below this level, it was also areas where we were getting bought up. So this is also down here. I saw this pattern and I was telling everybody, and it was about this area right here, at about the September timeframe. I said, you know what, we need to be buying Shiba Inu because this is going to be one that that launches. And obviously we know what happened from there. But once we broke through this level, what ended up happening? So that's going to be the next thing here. What we've got here from the top, you could call this, let me see if I can get my correction on here. And we'll do a WXY from here. We've got a WXY, and so that would complete this correction. That takes us all the way down here to about 517 or so, where we completed the correction. And so we've got the completion of this. This correction obviously is complete because we've started impulsing up and out of here. So this completed, a very long and strung out correction from the launch. And then we've seen, a pretty sizable move to the upside from here. So let's just take a look at this. If this is the bottom, and I think it's reasonable to assume that it is, what I've got is a very simple and pretty clear 1, 2, 3, compression into the 4, and then we've got our wave 5. So let me just fix this. I've got a little bit of an issue with my mouse, so apologies for that. Let's go ahead and get this wave 3 up here where it belongs. Here we go. So we've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on a little bit of a higher degree here. And so the bigger question is, what's going to be happening next? So I think what everybody wants me to say right now is that we've completed a nice and clean 5 wave impulse. I think we can all agree that this looks very impulsive, right? This looks very, very good. What we're not seeing is all the price activity from when it was not on exchanges. So that's also very important in my opinion. So it could very well be that this is actually the completion of a wave 5, and and we're not actually going to reach new highs. But let's just say for a moment that we are. Okay, let's just say for a moment this is just a wave 1. I don't think that's the case, but let's just for argument's sake see where we would be going if that is a wave 1. Well, we saw a pullback. Let me put this on log scale here, because when the price goes parabolic, it's best for you to analyze it on log scale. So far, we have found great support here at the 50. So we can see the 50 right here at about 21.27. We tried to push down to the 618. And the 618, just mind you, that coincides with the level that I outlined back here. So when we were doing our analysis of the price action back at the very beginning phases, when it was launched on Binance, that 618 coincides with it pretty much exactly where we would expect it to be. So do I think we're going to come down here 618? Yeah, actually, I think we will. I think from the top, I think what we've seen is a nice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and off of that 5, we've got we've got a nice subdivision in here, a nice little 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to complete that wave 5. And here in wave 3, we've got a little 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to complete this as well. So as of right now, this looks like a 5-wave structure down. But what do we have that's going to be coming next? All right, well, let me just go ahead and remove this fib pool because I want to focus on this price action here at 1540. And again, that coincides back here to the open on Binance. I'm going to take a fib pool from the top to the bottom here and make sure that I've got this right. I'm getting this backwards. Let me correct this. We had a good session on our Discord not that long ago where we were talking about fib pools here. Just realizing that when we're doing a retracement, the numbers get bigger. The further we go into the price action that we are tracing inside of. So it would be reasonable for us to assume we're going to come up here to the 50 or the 618. So more than likely, this is where we're going to go. Let's see if we can find some more confluence that's where we're going to go here. So if we've got a nice wave A, and then we go down here for wave B, we would expect that wave C is going to come up here somewhere around the 100. And that, again, that means prices are more than likely going to continue going higher, or at least they're going to realize higher prices before we turn around and move down to the 618 area. So from here in this area, what I'm really expecting to see here is really just a more complex correction. So this is going to be likely an A and then a B of sorts. And then we go up for wave C. Is it going to go past the 100 and get all the way up here to the 618? Well, if it does, let's just go ahead and point out this point. We've got the high, right, which is on opening day on Binance. It's going to be right there at about the 618. We also have some support and resistance that we've already seen there at that 618. So it would be reasonable for us to assume that the price is likely going to go to that area, and we'll likely see some resistance from there. We do have an algo target down here at 1158. Not necessarily saying that we're going to go that low. More than likely, if it gets down here to this level, we're probably going to see some significant resistance from there. But a couple things that I also want to point out here is on our indicator. Let me just make this a little bit bigger. I want to focus a little bit on the green wave and the white wave. So let me just go ahead and remove the yellow wave and the red wave here. So the green wave and the white wave, sorry, let me get this one off of here. All right. The white waves are weekly. The weekly looks really, really good. The daily looks, actually, it looks pretty decent as well. The daily got all the way into oversold, and we've seen, that was a pretty decent bounce, a 21% candle that we just saw yesterday. And of course, it was fueled by, a listing on Robinhood, yada, yada, yada. This looks pretty constructive for continued movement to the upside. So, with that, I think that it's more likely than not we're probably going to see a move all the way up here to the 50, to the 618, or somewhere in between before we see a rejection to come all the way back down here. Is there a decent trade to be taken here? Well, right now, I would say if you are looking to get into spot, I would be very cautious on anything that's not spot, but you could be able to pull potentially an 80% trade out of this. Potentially less, assuming that we don't go all the way up here to the 618. If we only get up to, say, the 50% retrace, for example, that's only going to be looking to be at about a 50% trade from where the price is currently at right now. 50% is still a lot. That's a big, big gain, and I'm really only looking for this to occur over the next maybe 4 to 6 weeks. All in all, it looks okay, at least in the short term. What I'd be looking for is I'd be looking for this weekly to start to move up here into the overbought territory, looking for the daily to get up here into the overbought territory. Maybe we can also take a look at a 3-day time frame and see what the 3-day looks like on this. So the green wave right here, it bottomed out, when the price was down here at about 2,300 and is starting to move up. So all in all, the indicators suggest that we are going to be seeing higher prices. Now, of course, that doesn't mean that the price isn't going to fluctuate and do some pullbacks and, and then finally start to see a move to the upside. But I am seeing a potential for the price to move up here to these areas that I have currently outlined before we do see a rollover and a move down to the downside. So I said I'd keep this short. It was a little longer than I expected. We went for about 12 minutes here. So if this video did help you in any way, shape, or form, you know the deal. Like, subscribe, share, and of course, wherever you are in the world, I hope you're having a good day, a good night, and a good evening. Take care, everyone.